Hey everybody, welcome back to The Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Today I'm going to be talking about a couple of all-analog remasters of Van Morrison, both Moondance and Astral Weeks. The reason I'm doing this is, I mean, they're a little bit old news at this point, but one of them is new news to me. That's Astral Weeks. But the other reason is, you know, a lot of people right now are concerned about digital versus analog on their vinyl, and they want to search out AAA pressings. And I knew these two were, so I wanted to bring them to your attention. Before I get started, if you're new and haven't already, please consider subscribing. Hit subscribe and notification so you can be sure to get notified whenever I upload a new video. So, excuse me. Van Morrison Moondance, I had it in my collection a long time ago, original pressing, and then subsequently I had a pressing from, it was a kind of a MoFi, not knockoff, but it was sort of another smaller audiophile endeavor putting out rock albums in audiophile pressings. It was called Superdisc. And Van Morrison's Moondance was one of their most treasured and desirable titles, and I had it. And I remember seeing it go for like, it was going for like $300 at one point. And I kind of laughed to myself because I was like, I didn't think it sounded that great, at least on my system at the time. But I was like, you know, that $300 sounds pretty good. I think I'm going to get this on the market and get it sold. So I did. Even though I really loved the album, I let it go and was waiting for a subsequent AAA reissue to come out. And in 2015 it did. Kevin Gray mastered it from the original master tapes, all analog, and it was put out by Rhino. So Rhino, at the time I got the Rhino, there was 3 different versions on the market, and it was a little bit confusing as to which one was truly the Kevin Gray mastering. There was a European one, there was the Rhino one, there was another one, a Warner, I think it was a domestic Warner copy as well. So after doing some research, I finally nailed down and got the Rhino version. And you can tell which one it is by, on the front, it'll say stereo RI1835. The subsequent ones do not have that. The original Rhinos were pressed at RTI. So I did get that one and I loved it. It sounded better than my old version, and I've had it in my collection ever since. So Astral Weeks was something that I never got. I was like, I knew it was critically acclaimed. I knew that it was well recorded. I knew that it was a little bit less commercial, or maybe a lot less commercial than Moondance or the previous singles, Brown Eyed Girl and stuff like that. And for some reason I just kind of put off getting it. And then I kept seeing it appear in best of lists and, you know, most desirable rock albums ever lists. And I said, recently, I said, let me search out and see if I can get a Kevin Gray pressing of Astral Weeks. So I did. And I went on Amazon and looked through the listings, and I saw a couple of different things, and it really wasn't very clear if it was still the Kevin Gray mastering. And the only way to know that, because it's not on the cover and it's not in the description, is to look at the dead wax. So I took a chance and ordered it. Both of these titles, if you look in the dead wax, it says KG at ATM, acoustic mastering. That's the way you'll know that you have the original Kevin Gray mastering, even if it's a repressing, and that it's all analog. So I took a chance and ordered it. Now the thing is, I wanted to bring this to your attention because there's so much debate on digital versus analog vinyl. A lot of people are looking for alternatives to digitally sourced vinyl, and these are two that I can highly recommend. especially at $30. So, it can be done, is what I'm trying to say to people like MoFi, that are we're still finding out more and more that a lot of their stuff is DSD, almost all of it. And almost all of it going forward is going to be DST. So who wants to pay that much money, 70 to 125 for one step for DSD? And we'll see what the market bears. But until then, Astral Weeks is available on Amazon for $30. And I'll leave a link in the description box below so you can get to the exact listing that I used to get it and not be confused about any competing versions that are out there. So I hadn't ever really dipped my toe into Astral Weeks. I knew its reputation as a classic and as a critic's darling, and the general public took a while to come around to it. And I knew it was a little bit out there, a little bit less commercial, and I really didn't know what to expect. That's why I put it off for so long. And I was like, damn it, I got to get a copy of Astral Weeks in my collection. And I did. So my impressions of the music, when I put it on, I was like, this is really, really pleasant, really different. It's more folky. It's more acoustic, beautiful, simple arrangements. The main thing about it, though, is the songwriting and the performance by Van Morrison. Songwriting, I was making notes and I was like, it seems like just a stream of consciousness kind of lyrics just pouring out of Van Morrison about life, love, universal themes, but done in a way that each song kind of moves. It's not a song cycle, but each song sort of moves into each other. I felt like it was a whole statement. And I was like carried along with it. And if you like Van Morrison's voice, there's a lot of vocal on the album. That's where some people may get hung up, because after a while it's a little bit much sometimes. But it's extremely well done. I mean, the vocals are great, I think, and the sound is wonderful, beautiful, clear, nice mastering from Kevin Gray. I didn't have another copy to compare, so I can't tell you absolutely, but I think it's a runaway bargain for the price to get this critically acclaimed album, one of Van Morrison's very best, to have it all analog mastering from Kevin Gray. It's a no-brainer. So, I was carried away with the music. I really liked it a lot, and it's growing on me more and more. It's very deep, so there's a lot to absorb, and it'll take years before I really absorb everything about this album. But if there is ever an album that keeps on giving more and more of its secrets, it's Astral Weeks. And I'm so glad to be able to bring it to your attention and, let you know that it can be done. All analog for $30. There you go. So I'll leave links in the description box below. If you want to get it, please do from the links below. You'll be helping out the channel. But no matter wherever you get it, you definitely have to listen to Astral Weeks. It's one of these albums you have to hear before you die. So take a listen. Let me know what you think. If you order it, thank you. And we'll see you next time. I'm Scott for The Pressing Matters. Have a great day.